Hi, everybody. How are we doing? Okay, I think you guys are just about as excited as I am. I hear that we have some Teen Wolf actors in the house. All right, and if you guys are ready to meet them, so am I. Can we come on up? Yeah. We're all ready for
Are you coming up with us? Come on. Busy, come on.
This is the last one of the day,
Come on.
guys.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up?
How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How you doing?
Hi. There should be. I think we
shit.
do also have these if needed.
Was it there?
There we go.
There's
Or you
two?
could share if you guys want to. Sharing is caring.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
All
Hi
right.
again.
Yeah, you
How are
were
we
just up
feeling?
here, I hear.
I live here.
How are we feeling? Me
Okay.
too.
All right, so I think we're all in agreement that Teen Wolf is something that a lot of us grew up with, and you guys are all iconic. There is something that I wanted to ask, though. When it comes to the actor's perspective of your characters, obviously, as a viewer, it's so different, and we'll never be able to, trade perspectives on that. What is something that you might have about each of your characters that the audience might not know about? I think we're all interested. Like, maybe, is there something that you kind of put your own spin on for your character that maybe wasn't originally in the script or part of the director's vision that you ended up making your own, I guess? Something that maybe wasn't part of it.
It's a really good question, yeah. I think what drew me so much to Scott in the beginning was that he's really relatable in the sense that he's like an underdog, but then has this arc of being this hero, and that's like everybody's dream, you know? It's such a inspirational story to have this underdog be this complete and utter selfless hero. But I never let go of what created him to be an underdog, which is this sort of awkwardness and kind of just this silly sort of outlook on life. And he's still sort of a dork on the inside, but is also this hero, you know what I mean? And so that's something that I never wanted to let go of for Scott, was that he's both. He's this balance of just being this sort of like really goofy, dorky person, which I think is something we can all resonate with. And then also he steps up to the plate and is this, you know, real hero, badass at times, you know? So but I don't know if that was a secret. You know what I mean? Like I feel like everybody understood that, right?
I think we all ended up getting it, but I like that that's also what resonated with you, so that you could play him the way you felt he should have been played. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, it keeps him human in a sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you guys remember the scene where Derek's handing out the candy for Halloween?
Yeah.
And he kind of like messes with the kids and he has like a little chuckle at the end? I kind of always felt like there was actually a lot more of that in Derek, but he just never had the luxury of the time to enjoy more of that in his life.
So
but
you
that it was always very much inside.
Oh, so you
But-
think he would have liked to do that more, given the opportunity?
Yeah.
Aw.
I think that little goofy playing around was definitely more in there.
Oh, I love
But
that.
it just felt like there's some serious things going on a lot, so can't really indulge in it too often.
Very serious things.
I always questioned how old Deaton was, and so I just made up in my mind that he was like an immortal, and he was like 976 years old, and that this was like the 15th Teen Wolf that he was trying to like get to become an alpha.
I love it. The successor, you're trying to you just keep trying over
Just
and
keep
over.
trying. You try. Oh, well, let's try Beacon Hills. I think there's gonna be something happening there.
That's good. I
love
like that.
So do we actually not know how old he is?
We never did find out how old Deaton was, but there are a couple of things that alluded to him being around before, and knowing like the kids as parents, you know, and having an idea of their bloodline beyond, you know, a 30 or 40 or 50 something year old man.
Right. I haven't thought about it like that. That's crazy that you bring that up. Okay, interesting. You got anything for us?
I had
Maybe it's your turn.
I had one small role in the Teen Wolf movie.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I played a guy named Raymundo.
Ray Delgado.
Ray Delgado, and I was like I felt there wasn't much story to my character, but it felt like he was the son of a CEO, or like his dad owned this company and now he's doing this. He probably didn't want to be there. He probably didn't want to be there working day to day. I'm assuming he just wanted to take the money home and party. And that's as far as I got.
Well,
with that character.
okay. So here's a tidbit. We filmed his scene with Lydia in the movie, and then we had to refilm it because they had green screens and the green was bouncing off on their skin and they looked green. So they had to refilm it and they made it sort of, they rewrote the scene a little bit different. And he was so funny in the original, and I was so excited because it was like he was really showcasing how good he is at acting, how funny he is, and there was more to this character than what was just presented in what ended up being in the movie. So it's on the cutting room floor somewhere. I would love to like actually throw it out and put it out and for the world to see because it's so good, and he's like one of the most talented actors I know. So I really want everybody to see it because that really, yeah.
Thanks, Judy. Yeah, it would be cool. We had a lot of laughs that day.
He was so funny, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, so funny." I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking know." So it'll happen. We'll get it out there.
We'll get
And
it
then
out
for part 2, Ray Delgado is. Oh. Hello.
There's only one button. That's okay. You can't mess it up. But so just in general, when it comes to the show versus the movie, because you said the movie is where you showed up. For any of the other characters, did you find that you were able to just carry on the same method of how you felt your characters acted in the show versus the movie? Do you think you maybe changed things up now that everybody's a little older? I mean, unless your character lives on forever.
976 years old, yes.
But whatever changes. But do you feel that maybe there was any way you played it differently, or do you feel like you just kept it consistent? Maybe?
I don't know if I played it any differently, but just looking at the circumstances and kind of figuring out how the characters evolve. I mean, we're all different in ways
Right.
than we were years ago. So
Right.
I mean, Derek obviously having a son
Yeah.
changed some things about him. But yeah, I think it was just more approaching it and trying to understand what's happened between the last time we saw him and where we are now and
Right.
how that might have evolved. But no, I mean, it felt like stepping into those shoes again. So it was kind of like new but familiar territory at the same time.
Awesome.
Yeah, you know, we all grow up, but we are always the same person, you know, more or less. And
Underneath.
for did you say what do you mean?
I said underneath.
Underneath.
No, sorry.
Yeah. No,
What do you mean by that?
I'll elaborate if you want. You know, so it was like, okay, so how do I, with Scott's trajectory from where he ended up, where we last saw him in the TV show, to where we first see him in the movie, I was like, what happened? What kind of person did he become? Did he become more of a hero? Did he become a little bit more like, you know, I'm going to step off to the side and let other people handle it? And that's sort of the direction that I took, because the movie, he hasn't been back to Beacon Hills in a long time. So I think that he's sort of tried to discover a life outside of the supernatural and Beacon Hills. And it's so fucking traumatizing living in Beacon Hills that Scott was like, okay, for my own mental health, which is something we all go through, we need to take a little break and see what else is out there. You know what I mean? And so I think that's the direction that Scott took, which was to kind of like, okay, I'm going to try to be a human for a little while. So I think he stepped back into sort of his really sort of like chill, goofy roots for a little while, and that's where we pick him up in the movie. Still a hero every now and then when he needs to be, but he's not out there searching for it. You know, it just sort of comes and finds him. And so I kind of put that into Scott during the movie, which is like he took a step back from the leadership role for the past, I don't know, 15 years. Because I think, isn't that how long it's like a 15-year gap. It's weird. So, it's a long time.
Yeah. Did you maybe have, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't change.
No, I didn't change. No, the thing for me really, quite frankly, was I was concerned about the fight scenes because my knees and back aren't what they once were when we were doing the show. And it's like, oh, but thankfully they were able to work some things in which made me look like I was doing more than I was actually doing, so it wasn't as taxing. But the only fear that I had was being as fluid with Deaton as I had been able to be on the TV show in terms of movement. And that was really the only thing that bothered me. It seemed like the character's role and position had pretty much stayed the same in terms of in the hierarchy of where he was, in terms of consultation and advice and what he offered to Scott and the other. I'm going to call them kids because they're still kids to me. You know, in terms of what he offered Scott and the other kids when they all got together again.
Awesome. And I know that you didn't really have to change anything because you were, you were first appearance in the movie. So
Not true.
Not true.
Oh.
Not true.
I was once hanging around the set. They filmed in Atlanta, and they came back to LA to do some pickup shots after it was already done.
This was the first season.
First
What?
season. And I found myself just hanging around set for like 15 hours. And like in the last couple hours, somebody asked me if I wanted to throw on a lacrosse uniform.
Yeah, so
and-
he's an
and be
opposing
an
team
extra.
member.
I'm an
Yeah.
opposing team.
And I think you're facing off against me, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
see me real briefly.
How did I not know this?
Because you don't really see
Ugh.
it.
Well, I feel
It's very quick.
important.
But you're asking me what my
That could have been Ray Delgado.
it could have been, yeah. And now he's back for
Honestly?
Yeah.
revenge.
Yeah, he's back
Okay,
for
I love
revenge.
that.
That could be the
little bit of lore.
storyline. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
How did I
Yeah,
change?
exactly, Yeah.
Well,
I
I
don't
would say
know.
maybe how did you maybe like with nostalgia from the other characters, how did you maybe like bring in a fresh new energy to it being
Comedy.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I treated it like it wasn't. I mean, because I hung around the set a lot, on and off, for
Right.
the 8, 9, 10 years that it was going on. But I think when I showed up to do it, I don't think I was an actor back then. I was still in high school. I was playing when they were filming the show.
Right.
I was still in high school. I was playing baseball. I had a completely different life. And at this point, I had been an actor, and I had been on other sets, and this was probably the biggest production I had been on
Right,
in my
right.
since my career started. So I don't know if I treated it like it was Teen Wolf, or like the Teen Wolf that I knew.
right?
There was familiar faces. He was there, sort of, kind of guiding me through, helping me with anything I needed help with.
Yeah.
So I think I just treated it like it was another job, a big one, and
Right.
an exciting one. And I just kind of, I don't know, it just felt like
Just came
another
natural.
job, but a fun one, and
Okay.
a comfortable one, because I knew these people, and I
Right.
sort
Yeah.
of grew up around them.
It wasn't a new thing to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though it was maybe new to the audience, you
Yeah.
were already in the space, already in the world.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I felt pressure to do well just because I know these people, but not the type of pressure of walking onto a new set where I don't know anybody.
Okay,
So it was-
okay.
it was
I
cool.
love that. There was a little bit of familiarity. That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, there was.
So the whole entire premise, obviously, is you, Scott, get bit by werewolf and you turn into your alpha. How or what, I guess, turning point in his story did you feel really helped him step into the role of a leader of becoming an alpha?
Right.
That was kind of, what do you think really was the turning point?
So within the Beacon Hills world, the werewolf world, there's a lot of really bad influence.
I was just gonna say, you can be honest. Was it watching Derek do it so poorly? You're like, I
no,
gotta
not,
step
not
in here.
poorly. It was just like, okay, he murders a lot of people. I'm
different.
gonna try not
Who did
to
I
do
kill?
that. You killed Peter. You slit his throat. Remember?
Oh, come on.
I'm an alpha.
You all wanted me to do that.
True.
You all wanted me
True.
to do
True.
that.
We thank you for it,
I was the fall guy.
but you still did it.
I was the fall guy.
You were. And
Derek was my favorite character because he killed.
Yeah. Like seriously.
Yes.
Seriously, I agree. I think I think there's yeah. So that I think that was really Scott saw what was happening around him, and it was just death, murder, and he was like, "There's a better way to do this."
There's gotta be a better way.
And he actually was able to do that, and that's when he became a true alpha, because he became a true alpha because he was just so good. Normally, in order to become an alpha, you have to kill the previous alpha.
Are you saying no one died after you became an alpha?
I didn't kill anyone. I didn't kill anyone. And sometimes I disagree with that because I do think that there is something really... Never mind. I think it would have been interesting to see Scott go to that dark place. You know what I mean? As sweet as it is to have him be this the utmost just.
No, because once you go there, you can't come back, and you can't claim sweetness anymore. Then you're just Derek Light.
Have you ever seen? That sounds good. It sounds like a diet. What flavor would that be?
Rhubarb.
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 Did you say rhubarb? Strawberry at the same time. Okay. Rhubarb. Light. But yeah, I think it was Scott deciding, like, you know what? I don't need to succumb to the pressure of killing people. You know, there's the whole alpha pack that happens, and they all sort of like pressure Scott to, you know, go to the dark side, and he doesn't do that.
Right.
And that's when he becomes the true alpha.
I love that because that's how he believes that the true alpha should act. No offense. No.
Whatever, it's fine. I'm over it.
All right. But then obviously you guys have like the dynamic of like mentor kind of, you know, helping him through everything. What was maybe your favorite part of that dynamic between Derek and Scott?
I mean, I think we kind of always likened it to, you know, Obi-Wan and Luke, and I think just having that comparison from the beginning was like, oh, that is really cool. Like that's what we're doing. But I don't know that there was necessarily like a. I don't know. I don't know if it was like a certain part of that dynamic that was my favorite, as opposed to just like I loved working with Posey.
Right.
Always loved working with Tyler, and he was such a good lead on our show, and you know, really was the leader of that set in such a great way. So that was kind of actually maybe the ironic part about it, was like he was such a great leader of the set, but at the same time, like the character dynamic was slightly flipped.
Okay.
So it was kind of fun. It always felt like a very balanced kind of thing.
Thanks, man. I think we could have explored it more. I don't think there was enough. I mean, there definitely was, but I feel like there could have been more explored through Scott and Derek's relationship to really understand the layers that they had to peel back in order to be this sort of. I mean, their relationship, I think, is one of the most beautiful in the entire show. It has the biggest arc. You're such a bad guy in Scott's eyes in the beginning, but then you really see that, like, oh my God, this guy is my brother, basically. And it's, I think there's always room to see more of that sort of while peeling back the layers. You know, I think the stuff that we didn't see on camera, I think Scott maybe saw a side of Derek that felt really human to Scott, and he like, you know, opened up his heart to Derek, and I think Derek felt that, you know, and was like, oh, this guy is, you know, doesn't just see me surfacely as this, you know, brooding. He sees who I am on the inside, you know, and I think anybody who feels seen in real life immediately is, you know, feels really sort of protected and calm around this person. So it was almost like he protected me and I kind of protected him in an emotional sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I always felt like later on when I would kind of look back at it, I was like, I think with Derek, I think the reason why he never seemed interested in having friends is because he really didn't need friends. I think he was looking for people that he would die for, and vice versa.
Right.
And I think it's because he had already had so much of that in his life that it's like, I don't really need friends. I need people who I know, like, I would give it up everything for if I had to, lay it on
Right.
the line, and they would do the same for me. So.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
dude, your character is like, every time you're vulnerable, somebody turns into the Duroc and tries to kill you.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
You know what I mean? So it's
bad
like,
track record.
it's hard for Derek
Very
to be
bad track
vulnerable
record.
because it fucking bites you in the ass every single time. Literally.
He wants to stop letting people in. Come on.
Yeah. So I think he could see that in Scott. He's like, you know what? I think I can be vulnerable. I'll keep my guard up, but you know.
Right.
Trust.
And also, I mean, we do have another mentor. Given you, this was the 15th alpha that you've maybe trained. Do you have any, maybe like, advice or I guess just moments that stood out to you the most playing Deaton, that kind of like stuck with you, being kind of like this bucket of knowledge for?
Yeah,
like,
I guess in the whole Obi-Wan Luke thing, I would be what, Yoda? I don't have
Qui-Gon.
I don't
Or
have the
Yoda.
ears.
Yeah,
I don't have
Yoda.
the ears for that. I
Yoda.
don't know if I could pull
So-
off the Yoda.
So did Scott ever carry Deaton on his back? Is that what I'm saying? Or would it have
Yes.
happened?
Well, no. I mean, you know, Scott came to
Yeah.
Deaton's rescue a couple of times. Mostly, I remember being tied up and put in the back of a car and left there forgotten about for a while. And as I was in the back of this car, tied up, waiting for the crew to get me out and to unbind me, I started thinking, what if Deaton is the alpha? And I had a whole scenario played out in my head. There turned out not to be the show at all. So when I hear this love fest happening next to me, I'm a little envious. And that's how I feel right now. Make me feel better, somebody.
There we
Thank
go.
you. Thank you. I meant from one of these motherfuckers, but that's cool. Thank you.
All right.
I mean, dude, you're the funnest person to act with. I think you are the most unpredictable. I can never predict where your choices are going to come from or where they're going to go, and it's the most fascinating thing to watch ever. And you're so calm and cool, and the way that you approach your all of your characters is, especially Deaton to me, because I was the closest to me, is just a masterclass of acting, and you're a fantastic.
Okay. You make me cry up in this movie. Thank you so
He's
much.
just trying to make you feel love.
I know. I did feel a lot. I felt a great deal of love. It was. I like to tell people that the show kept me young because the energy that Tyler and Dylan had, their chemistry, and like farting on each other before takes, you know. And I'm like, what are these kids doing? And then they would lock it and be these really defined three-dimensional characters, and then they say cut, and it was like, ooh, that was nasty, bro. I know, right? It's like Beavis and Butthead, and I'm like, what's going on with these dudes? But they had such great energy, and as Tyler was saying, you know, the leader of the show, it sets the pace for how the rest of the people behave on it. So I felt comfortable enough coming up with whatever choice that I could come from the farthest reaches of my head, because it seemed like it was going to be accepted and played with by the people I was doing the scenes with.
Right.
So that was really my. You know, my fantasy got inverted, and then it became a joyous journey for me to take.
Awesome. So, do you feel that, I mean, given the fact that they could switch from being like bros and then switching into their characters, do you think that there was like minimal, I guess, outtakes or like, I guess, moments where you maybe lost it because you were like laughing or something? If you were able to just really just.
Oh no, I
get it done.
never laughed. I'm a professional. I never laughed. But I smiled inwardly.
Okay.
But no, because it never bled into the scene. It always stopped as the moment that action was called. It would go through places, and then action, and they would switch that, or flip that switch, rather, as the expression goes. And we're totally present and focused and you know, and magical.
Awesome.
Gotta have that balance.
Okay.
We're you know, at the end of the day, we're professionals, and there's a good 100+ people riding on us to make sure that the day
Right.
gets done.
Okay.
You know, so we can have as much fun as we want, but as soon as action happens, we're crying. Or whatever, emoting some sort of
Right.
thing. And then as soon as we yell cut, back to the farting.
So that's the secret, just like a healthy balance.
Yes.
I love that. I love
and that's
that.
the secret to life.
Okay.
That's the secret to life.
I wanted to not be the only one that would ask you some questions. If anybody in the audience had anything that they wanted to say, could we do that?
Me and my sister were wondering if, I said this earlier, but like, if we could figure out or you could tell us your favorite duo. Okay, friends or like lovers.
On the show? Like
Yes,
characters?
on the show. Yeah.
Who was the best duo?
Yeah.
Friends or
Yeah, ship.
relationship?
The bet. I mean, look, honestly. All right. Well, Scott and Styles were like. There's something, but Scott, Styles, and Derek too. Everybody deserves a place in the sun. You know what I mean? Scott and Allison, they were like the true Romeo and Juliet, which I think is such a cool dynamic because they're forbidden lovers, and that's such a fun story. Lydia and Ray Delgado, think were a pretty tight
Come on,
match.
what is it?
I always loved the Romeo and Juliet, Scott and Allison of the first season. I really, really loved that. But I will say a lot of the most fun things that I got to do personally on the show was the Derek and Styles stuff. That was always very fun. Have you guys seen the movie Ice Age? Have you seen Ice Age? Yeah. You guys haven't seen Ice Age? What? So it's like Diego and Sid. I always say it's like Diego and Sid. So if you watch Ice Age, Derek is Diego and Styles is Sid.
There was a, I'm forgetting the actress's name, young Latina actress.
On our show?
On our show.
Victoria?
Who, I think that's her name, that I had scenes with as Deaton and her. And I had some idea, I thought, oh, she's cute, maybe I'll have, and she turned out to be his sister. So I stopped shipping people after that. That was enough for me.
Yeah, it's scary to ship in the world of Teen Wolf because you don't know who you're related to.
I liked Scott and his mom.
Yeah.
I thought that was sweet.
Everybody can relate to a good son and mother, child and mother relationship. You in the back.
Sorry. Hi, guys. I actually have two quick questions real quick. The first one is actually for Tyler. Scott and you two. Besides Teen Wolf, you guys are actually in two of the shows I've actually seen. You were in an episode of Murder in a Small Town, and you were in an episode of Castle. So what was that like, being on set, on those shows? And the second one is for all of you guys. What was the most embarrassing thing to ever happen on set with filming your seasons of Teen Wolf?
Stepping into a show that's like a machine, like Murder in a Small Town was, I think, season 2. I got it too. It's just, everyone's an established actor, and they're all really good at acting, and so stepping into a show like that, it can be intimidating sometimes because you're the new face. But it's a really good. For me, it's like it forces you to step up your game, and be the best that you can be. Not that I wouldn't be otherwise, but there's just something about stepping onto a new show where you're kind of like, you're a little intimidated, but you also want to impress everybody, and make sure you do a really solid job, and there's less pressure on you, so you kind of have a lot of freedom to kind of do whatever. But I don't know. For me, it was a really awesome experience, and I loved playing it. And it's a high intensity show, so getting to play that emotion is always a lot of fun.
Yeah, kind of same thing. Stepping into something like that's already been going. Everybody was very welcoming. Everybody was really, really nice. But Nathan Fillion in particular was very kind and great leader of that set, and made me feel very welcome there. So yeah, I think that's kind of all I have to say about that one. I don't think we had too many embarrassing moments on the show. Like he was saying, it felt like a very safe space to play. So I never felt too embarrassed by anything on the set.
I don't know if I have either.
Yeah, I was only embarrassed for the crew that left me bound in the car.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there's a question back there. You can't miss
Throw
her,
it.
I promise.
Throw
We have our next
throw
one.
the mic.
Hi.
Whoa. Oh.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Hecklebear.
Hey.
Okay, so on the way here, I was listening to Best of the Backstreet Boys, which always makes me think of Stadia. So is there a song that you hear reminds you of your character?
Is there something? Say that again.
Is there a song that you hear that reminds you of your character?
Oh.
Oh, good question.
I can be your hero, baby. I can watch you. I think Scott wrote that song.
I think like any Nirvana or Linkin Park song reminds me of Derek.
Like something in the
Teen
way.
Spirit.
Something in the way.
Oh, you on there?
Ooh, they use that for Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like more like Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh, that's a good one too.
All right.
You gotta
Do
have
we have
one.
anything? I was gonna say.
You
do
gotta
we
have a song
do
that
we
reminds
have a
you.
song
Yeah,
as well?
I
Such a
do have
musical
a
guy.
song that reminds me of Deaton, and because he was so badass, "Sympathy for the Devil."
Nice. Nice.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Do you have a
Been
song?
around for long, long years.
Yeah, my song, Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down. Something like that. I don't know.
Not the Rick roll.
The Rick
We love
roll.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
What y'all are working on now? What's your next
Oh.
thing coming out?
Great. Jesse and I have a project that we wrote, directed, filmed. We filmed in the Teenwolf sets because we're still really close with the producers, and the sets still exist. It's a funny Twilight Zone. So it's like if Mel Brooks did the Twilight Zone, and it's called The Midnight Sector. We created it. It's me and him and our best friends, and we have a lot of the Teen Wolf crew on it. We have our DP and camera guy. We have our makeup effects guy, and they did a crazy makeup on him. He looks like Rick from Rick and Morty, kind of, only like a really disgusting version. And I'm really excited for you guys to see this. So, we're gonna sell it to Netflix or whoever soon, and we'll get to film the rest of the season. But it's really funny and really good and scary too at the same time. So that's exciting.
I think we're all gonna make a pact to watch this when.
Yes, The
when
Midnight
it comes
Sector.
Out. Midnight Sector. Okay,
Look out for it.
Okay. All right. So, did we have?
Throw it.
Someone?
Throw the microphone at his
Just-
face.
Hi.
Oh.
Okay, so I was wondering, Dylan just came out with a movie about he was stuck on an island and he had to survive, basically. A lot more, but for you, how would you, I guess, which character would you want to bring with you to survive on an island?
Character from Teen Wolf?
Any character, and it doesn't even have to be like, well,
From
no,
anything
it has
ever?
to be yours. No, it has to be yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're going as our characters?
So you are gonna bring like one of your characters on the island.
One of the characters we've
yeah,
played.
but keep in mind that character might kill you.
So,
So it has to be like really logical.
I'm probably gonna bring Superman. I feel like that's the right answer.
That is true.
I don't think Superman would kill you. So I think that's a safe.
I feel
one.
pretty safe with him, and I feel like anything that needs to get done is probably gonna get done.
Okay.
Yeah, you got you can laser a fire.
Yeah, fires are starting
You
right
can
away.
fly to the next island. You
Right
can
away.
fly to
Yeah, just take
anywhere.
me
You make an
home,
ice
like-
bridge to wherever we gotta walk
Yeah.
to.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
So one of my. Go.
I would probably bring Father Gabriel from The Walking Dead,
Oh.
mostly because I think he could hunt a wild boar, and when it came time to kill me, he'd make it quick with an ice pick to my head.
I love it. I love it.
That's a great fucking answer. I can't beat that. I'd bring the kid from Maid in Manhattan.
So you could eat him, or what?
Yeah. Apparently, eating babies is.
It's in. It's in right.
It's in right now or something like that. I don't know. Please, God, that's a horrible thing to say. That is a horrible thing to say.
All right. Who you got?
Probably the evil scientist from the Midnight Sector.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's
Okay.
entertaining.
Okay.
He could probably also kill me in my sleep, so
No.
it would be easy.
All right.
He could probably kill you in his sleep.
Oh. You'd both be sleeping and he'd get you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have another question, if you don't mind. Given back to the topic of killing someone to be able to, like we said, become the alpha, but you didn't have to. Do you think we would have had a different Scott, a totally different Scott, or maybe a totally different show if that was something he did have to do to become the alpha? How do you think
Yeah,
that
I
maybe
think
would
it
have
would.
changed
I think
it?
it would be pretty different.
Would it maybe change the relationships between all of the characters?
It would
with
change
him?
Deaton's relationship to Scott, I think, definitely.
Yeah.
But they probably wind up being opponents in some way.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're the one who really instilled into Scott. You don't need to succumb to all the evil that's happening around, and I think you really drilled that into his head, and that's why he's like, no, I've got an example right here, because he didn't have a dad, and you're the father figure to Scott, and so he looked up to you and your influence, and that was your influence was to
What do you think it would have been with Crystal's character?
What do you mean?
Your relationship, do you think it would have changed?
If I had killed somebody?
Yeah. Do you think she would have found love for him?
Yes. I don't. It depends. It depends on who and why he did it.
Right. Because that's a big debate on the internet, like what it would have been like had he
Yeah,
had to.
it really depends on who and why. You know what I mean? Like Dexter. I love Dexter, and he's a serial killer. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. There's ways to go about it where you can write it where it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's really
Yeah.
admirable that he didn't have to do it, Scott, ever kill anybody. But yeah, it just depends on who and why.
So that's something that's very important to you, knowing like Scott as yourself at this point. It would really have to have been the last resort. Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's got to be the
Awesome.
last resort. And yeah, I think that things would have been much different,
Right.
darker, and yeah, I think that he would lose all of his credibility. You know what I mean?
Right.
With his friends, the people that he loves, the people that trusted him to keep their lives protected and safe.
It was
You
a
know?
big part of him.
Yeah. So, but it's something I want to explore. I want to see what that would look like.
The only thing is, you are the light in the darkness, though, as Scott. So once that goes out,
But it wouldn't go out. I don't think it would go out.
it
I
doesn't
think-
go out, but it does. It dims it in a way that like only Scott can provide that true north. And once he doesn't, then it gets a little bit lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still, because then you got to find your way back. But he's not. You can't be that true north anymore.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, so that's how it would have changed the show.
Right.
If you hadn't been, then it would have been this more
Yeah.
unstable foundation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
And he wouldn't be a true alpha.
Right. I agree. Interesting. Okay. Do we have anything else from the audience? I think we've got somebody over there. Not to make your job too hard.
Here, catch.
Yeah.
Never gonna. Oh. All right, you're next.
So,
You're next.
obviously in the cast, y'all have the Man of Steel. I was wondering, what superhero do you think your Teen Wolf characters best fits?
Say it again.
What superhero do you think your Teen Wolf character best fits?
Best fits?
Yes, what would they be, or who would they be?
Wolverine.
Wolverine?
Nice. Batman. I'm Batman. She's next for the question. Yeah, Batman. I think you're Doctor Who.
Doctor Who? I'll take it. Yeah. Good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought Scott, not being the werewolf, reminded me a little bit of Peter Parker.
Ooh.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
That awkward kind of goofy.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it is. I always thought of it as a superhero story because
I agree.
It's. I mean, not all superheroes are like this, but a lot of them are that kind of like wimpy, nerdy, nobody really cares for or likes.
Yep.
And then they become this whole thing.
It's a good arc.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, we should have leaned into that more. More superheroes. Scott should have had an outfit.
He'd
know what I
always
mean?
shred it every time
Isn't he
turned into
naked?
the room.
Isn't being naked his outfit?
I guess, yeah, his outfit is him being naked.
Yeah.
You would have been Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am alone when I'm alone. Remember?
Okay. What was your question?
I just
It better be good.
Oh.
I love to act, and as someone I know everyone's kind of acting experience is different when they get started, and I just wanted to know what advice would you give, and also how did you start acting personally?
We're all super lucky that we got into the business really young and in the 90s. It was different.
True.
But in this modern day, you have so much capability at your fingertips. I would say find a community, find an acting class. My brother and my dad have an acting class online, and it's fucking awesome. Raise your hand if you go to the class. There you go. One right there. So it's a really great class. It's called Posey Acting Academy. And but you know, find a community. Look up what an actor reel is, and a reel is a compilation of the highlights of everyone's career. So it could be like 2 minutes long, and it's like scenes of stuff that they've done, whether it's drama, comedy, a mishmash of everything. I would say film yourself with some of your friends, creating a reel, copying scenes from other movies that you love or TV shows. Create your own reel, and then just put stuff online. Make a TikTok and film yourself doing scenes. You know, there's so much you have at your fingertips, at your disposal. And then once you create a reel, just send it to agents and managers and see if you get some sort of response. But finding a community, taking classes, going to theater, you know, doing theater, going to school about it, you know, but just constantly keeping the passion alive, I think is a good way nowadays to start.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Are we
that's
all
a great
in
answer.
agreement?
I would add on to that answer that as far as the acting goes, if you believe it, we'll believe it. People turn on their TVs, they go to the theater, they go to the movies because they want to believe. They're willing to take the journey with you. All they need is a guide, and that's what you can provide them if you believe what it is you're saying.
I love that. I
And
love
then
that.
the Posey Acting Academy. Go
Yeah.
talk to Jesse.
Yeah.
Do it
But-
right now.
Apply. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody in the audience appreciates this little.
Thank you guys
thing
so
that we've got
much.
Going on.
Thank you all.
Thanks for coming to see us.
Yeah. So, if you guys, will you be at your booths later, or?
Yes, we're going to
Yeah.
our booth right now.
Okay.
Come,
Yeah, you
come
guys
bring
go-
snacks.
Yes. Go bring snacks. Go see them at their booths. Thank you guys so much.
you guys
we
so
really
much.
do appreciate it. You've been amazing.
Thank you for your
Thank
question.
You so much.
We love you guys. Thank you for everything. We love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Microphone
Yeah.
off stage.